Good evening. We begin tonight with a digital mystery that has left industry analysts scratching their heads. Imagine a performer with a reach so massive it rivals the biggest names in pop, yet if you walk down any major city street, most people couldn't tell you her name. We are tracking the meteoric and unconventional rise of Lucy Thomas, a 21-year-old vocal powerhouse from Wigan who has quietly amassed over 1.5 billion views on social media. In a world where stars are usually manufactured in boardroom meetings in Los Angeles or London, Thomas has managed to build a global empire from her bedroom without a single top 40 radio hit or a splashy late-night TV appearance. This isn't just a success story, it's a total disruption of the entertainment hierarchy. While the mainstream media was looking the other way, Thomas was busy capturing the hearts of millions across every continent. But how does someone with A-list numbers remain virtually invisible to the traditional press? The answer lies in a deliberate strategy that favors talent over the machine. But as we investigated further, we found that her journey almost stopped before it ever truly started. But the industry's biggest mistake was actually the catalyst for her global takeover. To understand where she's going, we have to look back at 2018, when a then 14-year-old Lucy walked onto the set of The Voice Kids UK. At the time, she was just another face in a sea of hopefuls, looking for a break in an industry known for being incredibly harsh to young talent. She delivered performances that left the judges stunned, showing a level of maturity and technical precision that simply shouldn't exist in a teenager. However, in a move that many fans now describe as the ultimate fumble, she was eliminated in the semifinals. For most young artists, a loss on national television is the end of the road, a has-been story before they've even turned 18. The psychological toll of such a public failure often leads to many quitting the industry entirely. But for Lucy, this wasn't a defeat, it was a liberation. Rather than being tied down to a restrictive winner's contract that often controls every aspect of an artist's image and sound, she was free to build her own path. This rejection didn't silence her. It gave her the fuel to prove the experts wrong on a scale they never could have imagined. And what she did next would completely rewrite the rules of the music business. Following the television disappointment, the narrative shifted from contestant to global phenomenon. Instead of waiting for a phone call from a major label executive, Lucy and her family took matters into their own hands, partnering with the independent Cavendish Records. This was a David versus Goliath moment. Without the multi-million-dollar marketing budgets of Universal or Sony, they focused on raw, high-quality content. The results were nothing short of staggering. Her rendition of Hallelujah didn't just trend. It became a permanent fixture of the internet, currently sitting at over 60 million views and counting. We've seen reports that her engagement rates actually dwarf those of artists who have been in the game for decades. She wasn't just covering songs, she was reinventing them with a vocal clarity that felt almost supernatural. This independent surge allowed her to release 5 full-length albums in record time, a pace that would be impossible under a traditional major label structure. By bypassing the gatekeepers, she proved that the public doesn't need to be told what to like, they just need to hear it. But as her popularity soared, so did the whispers that her talent was too perfect to be real. Whenever someone achieves this level of technical mastery, rumors inevitably begin to swirl. Within the vocal coaching community and online forums, a heated debate erupted. Is Lucy Thomas too good? Some skeptics pointed to her flawless pitch and incredible breath control, speculating that heavy studio manipulation or pitch correction was at play. This kind of vocal skepticism is common when an artist lacks the grit or flaws typically found in pop music. However, when top-tier vocal experts, the kind who train Broadway and opera stars, began reacting to her videos, the scandal turned into praise. They noted that her technique is a once-in-a-generation occurrence, citing her mask resonance and seamless transitions between registers. In fact, many have argued that her perfection is actually a threat to the current industry standard, which often relies on vibes and auto-tune to mask a lack of ability. Lucy isn't just singing, she's performing vocal gymnastics with the ease of someone breathing. Far from being a studio creation, live recordings and behind-the-scenes footage have consistently debunked the faked rumors, leaving the critics with nothing but her undeniable talent to reckon with. However, just as she mastered the digital world, she decided to risk it all on a completely different stage. The latest development in the Lucy Thomas file is perhaps her most ambitious yet. As we move through late 2025 and into 2026, the YouTube star label is being officially retired as she transitions into a legitimate theatrical icon. Reports confirm she has secured the lead role in the highly anticipated musical Rosie, set to debut at the Adelphi Theater. This move is significant because it represents the ultimate stress test for any vocalist. There are no second takes or editing on a West End stage. It is raw, live, and grueling. Her recent appearances at the Theatre Royal Drury Lane were not just concerts. They were statements of intent that sold out almost instantly. Fans flew in from across the globe, from the US to Asia, just to witness the Wigan wonder in person. Critics who once dismissed her as an internet singer are now being forced to attend her shows, and the reviews are coming in as revolutionary. She is bridge building between the digital influencer world and the prestige world of musical theater, a feat very few have ever successfully managed. But despite the bright lights of London, there is a side to her life that remains strictly off-limits. In an era where most stars overshare every meal and relationship drama on TikTok to stay relevant, Lucy Thomas has taken a silent approach that is almost unheard of. She maintains a level of privacy that has led to some calling her the enigma of pop. There are no paparazzi photos, no public feuds, and no controversial social media rants. She still resides in her hometown, far removed from the influence-peddling circles of London. This lack of celebrity noise has created a mystique that actually drives more engagement. Fans aren't clicking because of who she's dating or what scandal she's involved in. They are clicking for the art. It's a complete reversal of the modern clout-chasing culture. While other artists are exposed for their off-stage antics, Lucy's off-stage life remains a quiet, humble mystery. This anti-celebrity stance is her greatest strength, making her relatable to a demographic that is tired of manufactured drama. She has effectively built a fortress of privacy that keeps the focus exactly where she wants it, on the music. And it's this specific purity that might just be the blueprint for the future of stardom. As we conclude our report, one thing is certain. Lucy Thomas is no longer the best-kept secret in music. She is a disruptor who has proven that the traditional paths to fame are crumbling. By the time 2026 comes to a close, she will likely be a household name not because she played the game, but because she changed the board. She has survived the rejection of reality TV, the skepticism of the internet, and the silence of the mainstream media. Her story is a revealing look at the power of true talent in a synthetic age. Whether she's performing for a camera in her living room or for a packed house in the West End, the impact is the same. The world is finally listening, and the shocking truth is that she was right there, hiding in plain sight all along. The question is no longer who is Lucy Thomas. It's how did we ever miss her?